Thank you for coming back on our discussion on the 3 steps on overcoming a season of discouragement. We have been talking about the first step in terms of returning to God. And so I want to continue where we left off. And so I want to read a couple verses for you to just give you the sense of where Naomi was mentally and why she returned to God and how she is a model for us. So this comes from, of course, the book of Ruth, chapter 1. And I want to read starting with the second part of verse 5. And it says, "And the woman was bereft of her 2 children and her husband." This is her husband and eventually her 2 children. And so now she's in a foreign land and she has lost her identity. She is no longer a mother to living sons. She is no longer a wife to a living husband. She's no longer in a land with neighbors who practice the same God that she did. She still knew enough to return home. Naomi has made up in her mind that she's leaving the land of Moab, for she has heard that God is providing for the people of Judah. And so I want to know, where are you in your season? Are you in a space where you are ready to return to God? Go ahead and chat in a comment. And I also want to know, if you feel that you are not in a season or space to return to God, is it because you feel like you need to get yourself together? Do you feel like you're just too angry at God to return? If that is the case, I want to encourage you in chapter 1, verses 20 and 21 in Ruth. These 2 verses, Naomi is back home in Judah, and her friends and family who have recognized her, she's returned, they're excited to see her. And this is how she responds to them, starting in verse 20. She said to them, "Do not call me Naomi, call me Mara, for the Almighty has dealt very bitterly with me. I went out full, but the Lord has brought me back empty. Why do you call me Naomi, since the Lord has witnessed against me, and the Almighty has afflicted me?" Naomi is mad. Naomi is bitter. She feels that God has not treated her fairly, but guess what? She wasn't so angry that she didn't return to God. And I know that sometimes we feel mad at God, and He understands our humanness. He doesn't hold that against us. I had a season of that when I lost my mother. I was like, I'm not talking to God, and he not talking to me. At least that's what I thought. But God is faithful. Amen, amen. So Naomi, bitter, mad, angry, and I can just imagine the entire time that her and Ruth were traveling back to Judah, her just spitting and fussing and just being angry and upset. But she inherently knew that the one true God was the only one to save and redeem her. So she returned. So I want to encourage you that no matter how you're feeling in this moment, no matter how angry and frustrated and depressed and sad you are, and God understands if you are in a season of even just being angry with Him, return to Him, because He's the only one that can redeem you.